The drama surrounding Hillary Clinton's fiery outburst felt less like a political moment and more like a Hollywood meltdown caught in 4K. What began as another day in the stormy sea of American politics quickly spiraled into a spectacle of fury, disbelief, and viral chaos. Tyrus, known for his brutal honesty and WWE-sized presence, didn't just rattle the cage. He blew the door off its hinges. His comments landed like thunderclaps, echoing through the media landscape and sending shockwaves all the way to Hillary's front door. For someone who once stood as the face of polished political power, her reaction showed cracks that no publicist could smooth over. Tyrus entered the conversation like a wrecking ball, calling out Hillary in a way that was raw, unscripted, and completely unapologetic. He wasn't playing the usual cable news game of polite debate. Instead, he was detonating verbal bombs with the confidence of a man who knew exactly where to hit. He mocked the political elite, tore through the polished illusions of Washington, and painted Hillary as the ultimate symbol of hypocrisy and corruption. It wasn't subtle, it was ruthless, bold, and dangerously entertaining. The moment he described her as one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet, the tone was set. You could feel the audience tense up, waiting for her response, and when it came, it wasn't calm or calculated. It was volcanic. Hillary Clinton, the woman who'd built a lifetime of composure, suddenly cracked under the pressure of Tyrus's accusations. It was the unfiltered kind of rage that no political training could hide. Her voice rose, her eyes widened, and every ounce of frustration that had built up over decades in the spotlight exploded at once. It wasn't just about what Tyrus said, it was about what it represented. For years, she had controlled the narrative, choosing her words carefully, crafting her image as the unshakable survivor. But here, with one man's unpolished truth bombs, that image shattered like glass. The internet caught every second of it, and within hours, Hillary's meltdown became global entertainment. The irony was almost cinematic. Hillary had once stood across the debate stage from Donald Trump, the king of chaos himself, and accused him of lacking decorum. Yet now, she was the one unraveling on live television, reacting not to a world leader, but to a TV pundit who treated politics like professional wrestling. Tyrus didn't just expose old scandals. He exposed her inability to stay composed when the script fell apart. And the timing couldn't have been worse. In an age where politics and pop culture have fused into one endless reality show, every slip becomes a meme, every reaction becomes a headline, and every meltdown becomes a viral moment that defines careers. The footage spread like wildfire. Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube turned Hillary's outburst into instant meme material. One clip showed her shouting with captions like, "Mount Hillary erupts again." Another looped her furious gestures over dramatic movie scores. Late-night hosts were merciless. Within hours, what could have been a forgettable debate about political hypocrisy turned into the digital equivalent of a blockbuster premiere. And through it all, Tyrus didn't need to say another word. His smirk during her meltdown said it all. He'd won. He had triggered the untriggerable. To understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to realize what Hillary represents. For decades, she's been the face of establishment politics, a woman both revered and reviled. She's weathered scandals, investigations, and conspiracy theories that would have destroyed lesser figures. But her greatest strength, her control, has always been her armor. The moment that armor cracked, people didn't just see anger. They saw vulnerability, maybe even guilt. And in politics, perception is everything. Once you look rattled, you lose the upper hand. Tyrus knows that game better than most. He doesn't rely on policy or research. He relies on instinct and timing. He drops a line so sharp it cuts through every PR defense and lets the reaction do the work. His genius lies in understanding the psychology of outrage. He knows that if he pokes the right nerve, the other side will implode for him. And Hillary's meltdown proved his strategy flawless. The louder she got, the more the audience turned against her. She wasn't the calm leader she claimed to be. She was just another player in the circus. The fallout was brutal. Political commentators tried to spin her reaction as passion, calling it a moment of righteous anger against misinformation. But that explanation didn't stick. Anger doesn't read as strength when it looks desperate. It reads like panic. It reads like someone losing control of the story. And for a woman who spent her life mastering that story, it was a public undoing of everything she'd built. Even her allies seemed unsure of how to defend her, while her critics had a field day. It wasn't just Tyrus versus Hillary anymore. It was Hillary versus herself. In the weeks that followed, the memes kept circulating, the interviews kept dissecting, and Hillary's silence only fueled more speculation. Did Tyrus hit too close to home? Was this a sign that the pressure of years of scrutiny had finally boiled over? Or was it simply proof that the age of polished politicians is dead, replaced by the era of raw emotion and viral outrage? Whatever the answer, one thing was clear. Tyrus had rewritten the playbook. This wasn't politics as usual. It was theater. And everyone was watching. Hillary's explosion became more than a reaction. It became a symbol of everything wrong with modern power. A reminder that no matter how powerful or practiced someone is, there's always a breaking point. That even the most composed public figures can lose their cool when faced with unfiltered truth. It was Shakespeare meets CNN, a tragedy and comedy rolled into one, starring a woman who once dreamed of the presidency but found herself instead headlining a viral meltdown. Now, as the dust settles, the question isn't whether Hillary will recover. She always finds a way, but whether she'll ever regain the illusion of control. Because in today's world, control isn't about what happens in the room. It's about what happens online. And online, Hillary's meltdown will live forever. Before you go, what do you think? Was Tyrus out of line? Or did he just say what others were too afraid to? Do you think Hillary's meltdown showed her true self? Or was it just a bad moment caught on camera? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy seeing the real stories behind the headlines, hit that like button and subscribe. Because this kind of political drama, it's only getting started.